Hey, it's Eric from MSP Mountain, and today we're going to talk about MSP branding. I find that a lot of MSP owners and MSP marketing people don't really understand how much can go wrong in MSP branding. And while they might have successful businesses because people need their services, a great brand might be what actually puts them ahead of their competition, makes them stand out, and all this sort of stuff. So first, I'm going to cover really quickly what is a brand. A brand is not just a logo. It's not just the visual aspects of your company. It's actually the whole personality of your business. It's actually everything people have come to expect from your business and everything they feel that they're getting from your business when they interact with your business. It's literally, if your business was a person, the brand would be their personality. So yeah. And so how do you want that to be? I mean, like, do you want to have a personality that shines? If your business was a person, you want them to be really like the life of the party, charismatic and all that sort of stuff, or you want them to look just like everybody else so they're basically indistinguishable. So the brand on an MSP will represent everything that people feel and expect when they're calling up your help desk, everything that the decision makers will feel and expect and trust when they're signing a proposal to get a new project done with your company. And it will actually also govern, like, how do your employees feel about the business they're showing up to work for every day? How do they feel a part of the tribe of their coworkers, and all of that sort of stuff? So it's super important, folks. And I got some bad news. MSP brands tend to be mediocre. I've worked with, lots of MSPs, had sales calls with hundreds of them. And, I always look at their website before I go and talk to these people. And a lot of the time, it's all the same stuff. Their brand does not stick out in any way, shape, or form. It's just like, it's just like people. And one marketing tip, which I always tell people, is like, when you're marketing your business, focus on the benefit you give to people rather than the features. Whereas, like, so many MSP websites just list the services they do and all this stuff, and it's just, they all look the same and nothing sticks out, except for a few of my clients, my wonderful clients, really have brands that stick out. And so the first thing when defining your brand, are you a budget service, mid-range, or premium service? I would always want to be premium. In Support Venture, we are premium MSP staffing people. If you want someone from Venezuela who works for $1,000 per month, I've got that number. I'll freely give it to you, because I know that they have nothing to do with the work we're doing at Support Venture. It's not comparable, because we put so much more care and we're so selective, so much more selective for who we hire and who we work with as clients. So put that into your brand. Premium. Do you want to be premium? Are you average? Are you just trying to do a good service at a decent price? Or are you trying to do like a sort of like basic service at a cheap price? Put that into your brand and make that part of its personality. Obviously, you need to do a lot more to promote a premium brand and get all the feelings firing correctly, all the colors and everything on your logo and everything, all the sounds and the presentation of your corporate videos. That all needs to be much more calibrated. If you're a premium provider, if you're a budget provider, yeah, you're just competing on price. You want to be the lowest. You'll get that type of client who wants to get the lowest price, which tend to be the worst clients anyway, in my experience, in my opinion. But that's a different topic altogether. Because the clients that want to pay the least money will cause the least problems, cause the most problems, demand extra service, I don't know, trust you less, all that sort of stuff. Anyways, avoid making your brand too generic. If I see another business name that has solutions in it and then some other word that connotes technology, I just won't be able to tell these businesses apart. Like, I've got issues because we've got more than 50 MSPs on our client list right now, and a lot of them use the same words in their business names, and it gets really confusing. It's like, oh, what is that business? So if you have a brand that's too generic, like you won't remember it. Like say you're going to a photocopy shop. you can't tell the difference between photocopy shop, a place that's called photocopy shop, and a place that's called copy store, and a place that's called scanning house or whatever. It'll just blur in your mind because there's nothing that actually sticks out. um like there's nothing actually that sticks out. Your brand is too generic. So a way to get out of this really quickly when you're defining your business name and your brand is to put something unrelated which adds something. Like, for example, one of my clients is called Genuine Technologies. There's an interview on this channel with Ernest from there. Great guy. And he's a really genuine guy. And so adding genuine technology, that if it's just like if you were just to call it efficient technologies, it's so generic you would never remember it. But genuine technologies, it's bringing something from a completely different emotional dimension into your business name, into the business experience that people are going to feel when they're talking to you as someone who's working in the business, and when they're interacting with all of your staff, all of your services, and paying your invoice and all that sort of stuff. So add something not related. So maybe you want to find some precious gemstone like sapphire MSP and make that your MSP name. And that's going to be because you're taking the emotional connotations, the sort of attributes of sapphire, and associating that with your MSP rather than just being too generic. So yeah, always add something non-related. And add personality. Make a list of, if your brand was a person, what would you want them to be? Would you want them to be honest? You want them to be funny? Would you want them to be dependable? Would you want them to be really responsive and quick? Would you want them to be sort of like very communicative, good at listening? Would you want them to be assertive? Would you want them to be all that sort of stuff? Make personality traits, and then that brand identity document that you make with those personality traits will govern your whole marketing communication style. The types of marketing materials, videos on YouTube you put out, all that sort of stuff will be from the personality traits, because you are trying to create an entity that people know what to expect from. They know what it stands for, what it's about, and how good a service they're likely to receive from it. So yeah. So what's the personality of your business? We often see that MSPs pick a personality that's way too corporate, like way too corporate, and they're all focusing on like talking about their features, not their benefits. And corporate identities can be really sterile and uninspiring to a lot of people. So and we see a lot of MSPs that go for a sort of cool, techie, sort of like dude vibe in their marketing, which can also work. Depends on your clientele. That can work really well with, like, if your clients are also, creative, sort of cool people in the music industry, in the marketing industry, in other aspects of the tech industry, in, like arts, film, all that sort of stuff. If those are your clients, that can work really well. And even if they're not, somebody who's evaluating brands and evaluating pitches from MSPs, it's like, these guys look really like cool and hip and tech savvy and stuff like that. This is a little more inspiring than this like boring corporate nonsense MSP. So we're going to pick this one because this brand feels better. So if you want to do that, some brands, like they go for the funny route of sort of like Nerds on Site was a chain. I don't know if they're still around, but Nerds on Site, I'm a nerd, I need to call a nerd. I started my business when I was 16 called Computer Genius for Hire. It was, like, I'm the computer genius. It's kind of that funny sort of thing, like this 16-year-old computer genius is going to come and fix your computer. And I did. I delivered on that promise. And yeah, you have to figure out, look at the competition, how they're firing emotionally in their marketing, in their brand, and what kind of language they're using and stuff like that, and see which one you want to be. Maybe you do want to attract big, boring insurance companies that want you to have a really boring corporate brand. Who knows? You figure it out. And add emotion. Even if you're doing the corporate nonsense, you want to add that boring corporate emotion of grand efficiency and scaling profits, and the sky's the limit, sort of like, we're so professional and we're gonna like be the biggest, blah 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 blah. You want to add those emotions. If you're a funny brand, you want to add lots of humor and sort of like ironic, sort of like stuff in your brand. And if you're the cool dudes, like you wanna capitalize on that cool. Your videos that you post should have some cool music in it. You should have a cool background. Well, I guess supportive venture is kind of cool because I actually, did arrange this, like avocados and pineapples and bananas behind me, trying to look nonchalant and just sort of like I'm just a cool guy in a cool place, which I am. This is the place in Mexico I'm staying right now. And this is part of my brand, being a cool dude who travels around the world while making these videos for MSP, while finding the best staff for MSPs around the world and giving MSPs tips. And that's my brand, man. And that's why I call the business supportive venture. It sounds adventurous. It sounds cool and stuff like that. So my business is like that. And MSP Mountain, this channel, I wanted to do it as something that, helps people climb new heights. Sounds adventurous as well as an extension of the supportive venture brand. And last but not least, you need to make some promises with your brands. You want to make a promise to your clients of what kind of service they're going to receive when they pick up the phone and call the help desk, and you need to deliver operationally. That's a very important thing as well. But the promise to them is part of your brand, part of your marketing, part of your presentation, and should be part of your operations. But it's an emotion, it's trust that you're building with them, and your business as an extension of your personality, your business as a separate entity from your personality needs to be trusted by the people. And you build trust by making promises and delivering on them. Same to the staff. What do you promise to the people who work there? Are they going to be able to develop careers? Are they going to be able to be in a place where, everybody knows where they stand and toxic behaviors are weeded out quickly? Is the management going to be taking on board their recommendations or not? Or is it just another job where they show up and get paid and do what they're told? Or is it something they're a part of? What's your promise to your staff? What's your promise to your clients? Really important stuff. Just think about your brand, and it's not too late. If you feel that you made some of these mistakes I highlighted and made a really generic MSP brand, and you want to rebrand, we've had clients who have done that with great success, and they've hired like brand consultants, marketing companies, and had great success in building their businesses with a rebrand. So think about all of this because, you don't lose all your existing MSP clients in a rebrand if you're giving good service. You just say, hey, we're calling ourselves this now. Our new logo looks like this, but we're going to continue to give the same great service. So take it all on board. I think a lot of people don't know a lot about this subject with MSP branding, and I see lots of just websites that look the same. You can stand out. So why don't you? Catch you later. If you like this video, subscribe. MSP Mountain. Check out Supportive Venture, my MSP staffing business that finds the best people around the world to work for MSPs. I'll catch you later. Bye now.